Welcome to Legal Keys, unlocking time, revenue, and results. The podcast that connects you with the people, technologies, and trending topics shaping the modern legal landscape. From cutting-edge AI innovations to high-growth marketing strategies and everything in between. Legal Keys is your go-to resource for actionable insights. Brought to you by Faster Outcomes and hosted by Tim Sawyer, two-time Inc. 500 co-founder entrepreneur. We're here to help you navigate the tools and trends driving success in today's legal world.
Good morning. We are back and live from downtown New Orleans at the Windsor Court Hotel. What a week. What an event here with MAJ. And we have absolutely the greatest guest teed up for you this morning. I'm your host, Tim Sawyer. Welcome to Legal Keys. Our guest this morning is none other than Chris Winter. Chris is the newly elected president of MAJ. Last night was a big night for you.
Oh, yeah. Big night.
Congratulations.
It's been a lot of fun. Yeah.
Congratulations. You must be feeling pretty good.
Oh, yeah. A lot of power.
There you go. And so just quick by way of introduction, Chris is a practicing personal injury attorney with Merkel Cocke in Mississippi. You in Jackson or?
Clarksdale, up in the north part of the state.
Clarksdale, Mississippi. And I assume you're ready to rock and roll.
Yep. Ready to go.
So first of all, talk a little bit about your journey to become president. What was the motivation for that?
Well, friends and partners who had, given of themselves in the organization for many, many years. And I've always been sort of a service-oriented guy and participate on various groups that I have interest in and need to support. And so it's a process. You begin as a parliamentarian and you move up every year into the various officer roles with the goal of, by the time a president arrives, they have seen all the different aspects of the organization, membership, the budget process, the bylaws, committee organization, that sort of thing. So hopefully by the time you get here, everybody knows you, you know everyone, and you sort of have a really good feel for the team and how to best move the organization forward.
So it takes a minute.
Oh, yeah. 7 years, I think, is the process.
It's a huge commitment. And I've had the pleasure of being here over the past couple of days of sitting down with Tripp.
Yeah.
Who's now past president. And the funniest thing he said to me, he said, yep, once Chris gets elected, I'm officially nothing.
Well, that's not true. His official role as an officer is no longer in existence, but we can't do anything without Tripp. He's a great guy.
He's a great guy. And so I had the pleasure sitting with Tripp and a great relationship with him. I had some time with Philip yesterday, who's the outgoing president. He has all the confidence in the world.
He's the happiest guy because after afternoon today, he's off the hook.
One of the things that I've noticed, and we've talked a lot about on the podcast, is the incredible attorneys that you have inside of MAJ and their willingness to serve.
Yeah.
Right. Not only in the community, but as mentors. A lot of legislative work goes into that. I definitely didn't have an appreciation for the amount of legislative work that you guys do. And talk a little bit about, so your goals as incoming president, you've got to have some goals and some plans for 2026 into 2027. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, we've done a great job last few years of expanding our membership. We need to continue to work on that. We need to reach out to some guys that have been longtime supporters that are lifetime members and get them, re-energized. Some of those guys, the great thing about this organization is how many people continue to serve after they're the president. I mean, I've talked to half a dozen guys this morning in there that are already planning on how we're going to raise money for various things that they hadn't been a president in 10 years, but they're still very dedicated to the organization. And that's very important. Continue the work of working to recruit minorities, women and minorities into the organization. And then overall, just the legislative process is extremely important. We also offer services for amicus briefs. If someone has an issue that they need some additional briefing assistance with, we have a committee that does that. And any cases that have particular interest for us, that's available at no cost. So we do a lot. We support other charities in the state as well. And, basically support the public's right to have redress for their injuries and to have a competent criminal defense.
I think well said. And I think the work that you guys are doing is absolutely amazing. In my conversation with Philip, I discovered that you guys have really moved the needle in terms of membership.
Oh yeah.
So memberships increased
It
year
is.
over year, last couple of years.
Well, this is the second year in a row that we've set a record of attendance at our convention.
Wow.
And that's a very big indicator of the amount of involvement and excitement, really, of the group that we are representing and that are our members. But we've also done a great job of reconnecting with some people who had either fallen away and recruiting new members. We've re-energized the law student chapters, and we get students out of that, some of whom go on to become regular members and great kids. And it's a lot of fun, really.
Yeah.
You know, you get all these people who are still very excited, you know, that they don't know what in the world's about to hit them. But
Yeah.
anyway, it's a lot of fun. And the student chapters are a lot of fun to attend, and they're so bright, you know.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
That's great. And you can tell that the association is definitely getting a lot of attention. Great speaker lineup. You got an incredible list of speakers. Can't believe you had John Morgan fly in and visit for a little bit. Yeah, I just passed by him in the elevator to get attention, that kind of national attention and those level of quality speakers to the event. I think it speaks volumes about the work that you're doing.
Yeah, we've always had great speakers, and we really appreciate John being here. It's exciting, really. I look forward to continue to do that. I've got some ideas about people who I'm going to invite for next year, and we'd always love to have John come back, just have fun. But anyway.
Where's he from?
Florida.
Oh, he's from Florida. I didn't know if he was a Mississippi guy.
No. Rocky Wilkins is our friend and member. Yeah. Is a Morgan & Morgan guy here, does a lot of trial work for Morgan & Morgan. And so he's sort of our contact for Morgan & Morgan here, and he helped us get John to come.
Yeah. Well, amen to you. So let's take a little shift here. Obviously, what we do is faster outcomes, is we deliver AI solutions to personal injury lawyers and other types of law. What is the impact that you've seen, whether it's personally in your use of AI, or I guess it's twofold. One is, how has it impacted you? And two, what are your plans for increasing education and clarity around the use of AI inside of MAJ?
Well, we've had quite a number of speakers here talking about AI. You guys did a lot in various different aspects of it. I think it's going to dramatically increase the efficiency of the practice of law.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to eliminate the practice of law at all. And I think the guys that adapt and learn how to use it are going to really reap some benefits out of it. And so are their clients.
Yeah.
You know, the end of the day, personal injury guys that are doing what we do are doing it because someone has got a crisis in their life and needs an advocate they can trust. And so that's not going to be replaced, but the AI is going to give us the ability to be more efficient, to communicate better, more clarity. And the people who do that are really going to thrive, I think.
Yeah. And it's good to see that you guys are forward looking with that. There's not a lot of guidance on the national level around the use of AI at the, ABA, and they're working on it, right? Judges are catching up, I think, a little bit. And what about you personally? Are you pro AI? Are you using AI?
Yeah,
in some of your...
I do. It helps with obviously digesting large amounts of documents, evaluating medical records, or if you're doing a sort of a mass tort case and you've got a document dump of whatever the scientific data or financial data or whatever it is, it really expedites that, and it gives you the ability to narrow down your focus pretty quickly about what's relevant and what's not, and just quit wasting time on stuff. And it's very helpful.
So put you in the camp, you've got the I'm never using AI and pro AI. You're tilting
pro AI,
pro AI. I think that's good, and I think the members will benefit from that
I think
approach. And you've got great AI vendors here today, so clearly
100%. And anything somebody needs to do is available. We've got people here who are experts in the field that can assist them, talk to them, and they're happy to do that. I mean, they're happy to come give you a demonstration or Zoom demonstration or whatever. And I think the people, they're going to find the right relationships, and it's going to work out for them. The people who are resistant to it are they're going to keep doing what they're doing, and that's okay. Yeah. There are people, there are probably practice areas that it's not as important. What we do, I think, is very important.
I agree. And we see it every day, right? It's interesting because of the past presidents, current presidents, new presidents I've talked to at MAJ, all very forward thinking, all already using AI at multiple levels.
Yeah.
We don't see that at every association that we interact with. So it's good to see that leadership is embracing that trend and encouraging people to go at your own pace.
Yeah.
Right? We're not telling you got to do it, but probably should take a look at it. I think that's
right. And I'm going to put a plug in here for my partner, John Cocke. John's been practicing since the early 80s.
Yeah.
And I think he's got 4 AI platforms on his phone, and he doesn't walk from room to room without, doing something.
Yeah.
And that's not a common thing, but in this organization, there are a lot of guys who've been here for a long time. And the reason they're here is because they're survivors and adapters.
Yeah.
And they're smart because Mississippi has had challenge after challenge. And so they found a way to overcome. And so I think we're going to continue to do that.
That's great. And on a personal level, in the law practice, is there any type of specific cases that you're working on, or just all personal injury?
Personal injury, we've got some sort of group torts that are business-related injuries that are not actual personal injuries that are very document intensive, extremely document intensive. And AI is very helpful with the workflow and evaluation of those documents and, helping with what you give to an expert and how they frame things is very, very helpful.
That's great. And we have been grateful for the opportunity to be supporters of MAJ. Don't know if you know this, but my colleague Andrew had reached out to Tripp a little over a year and a half ago. We were relatively new, and we made an offer to come out to Jackson and do some CLE training around the ethical use of AI. And there weren't a lot of associations that were open to that concept at that time. And Tripp's like, hey, that would be great if you guys would come out. And so I'll never forget, Joey, his partner, Joey Diaz, doesn't like the fact that I said, yeah, Tripp was our second customer. We're almost at, a little over 100 firms now. And he goes, don't tell people he's a second customer. So we call him our first customer. And he was the second, we're probably 40 episodes or so on the podcast. He was our second guest on the podcast, and super, super, like I said, forward looking and embracing technology. So we've really enjoyed the relationship with MAJ. We plan to continue to do that. And if there's anything that we can do as people, we've got great speakers that can come out. And we've been out to that Jackson office, like I said, a couple of times and enjoyed that. And so as you think about, okay, time to go to work, what does the next 3 to 6 months look like for you? Are there some top priorities you're trying to get?
Well, the immediate things we do from the MAJ side are we staff all the committees. We get the various committees that do various things in the organization, membership, finance, or primary, get those staffed up, running, meeting, and doing their jobs, and then getting ready for the legislative session.
Got it.
That's the big things.
That's the big things. And for those people who see this video who aren't members of MAJ, but they're in Mississippi, what do you say?
They need to be.
They need to be.
They need to be. We're here for them. I mean, the MAJ has great resources, and it is an excellent tool for building relationships in the profession. And there's nobody here that won't help another member, or someone who's not a member, frankly, for that matter. But it's just it's almost like a big fraternity. And I don't mean to exclude ladies from that at all.
No,
but it is a very helpful professional organization. There's a lot of tools that are available to all the members, and the work that we do benefits everybody who practices law in Mississippi, even the defense lawyers, whether they agree to it or not.
To your point, lots of diversity, meaning a lot of young people that are here. Mm-hmm. You see a lot of women. Personal injury tends to be, plaintiff lawyers are 80% guys, family lawyers, 80% gals, but you guys have great representation. And I talked to Philip. I noticed you had a lot of younger members that were here. So outreach has clearly been great. And if somebody wanted to send you an email and say, hey, Chris, I saw you on the podcast. I got a question. How do I become a member? How would they get a hold of you? And
cwinter@merkel-cocke.com.
cwinter@Merkel, and Merkel is MERKEL -Cocke, which is COCKE.com. That's it. And that's the website for Merkel.com. So for people who happen to bump into somebody and need a lawyer, here's your guy.
I'm your guy. Call me.
And for MAJ, when they needed a president, here's your guy. Chris, I really appreciate you taking the time to sit with me today. We look forward to working together over the next year. I wish you nothing but the best of luck. We want to thank everyone for joining us. What a great way to wrap up our experience here in downtown New Orleans, live with MAJ and the newly elected president, Chris Winter. Congratulations, Chris. Have a great weekend.
Thanks.